to all our respected judges and lovely audience. Thank you for joining us and giving this opportunity to showcase our AI powered innovation, pre-sales document parsing, and SOW generator. Together, we have worked on a vision to simplify and accelerate pre-sales documentation, particularly in the creation of a statement of work and work breakdown structure. Now, as many of you know, in a typical pre-sale scenario, business analysts gather client requirements but rely heavily on technical teams to define the approach, estimate effort, and set assumptions. This dependency often causes bottlenecks and delays, especially when developers are occupied or still exploring technical possibilities. Our goal was simply and powerful to minimize this dependency and empower business analysts to generate accurate, consistent, and professional SOWs intently using AI without waiting for our manual technical inputs, especially for the redundant or coming the new kind of SOWs. Now, for the problem statement and the proposed solution, let's take a quick time for the problem statement. Across most organizations, preparing SOW and WBS document remain a manual, time-consuming, and inconsistent process. Every new client request means starting from scratch, analyzing emails, preparing requirements, and coordinating across teams. This not only shows pre-sales response time, but also introduce inconsistency and human error. The dependency on solution architects, or we can say developers, to validate efforts and technical scope often causes significant delays. And in pre-sales, every hour matters. The TAT is very limited. So in short, in lack of automation and standardization makes the process inefficient, error prone, and difficult to scale. Solution. So what is the proposed solution then? Our answer is the pre-sales document parsing SOW generator. That is an AI-driven automation system designed using Salesforce, AWS, Agentforce, Data Cloud, and OpenAI, the combination of all these tools. Now, for the key features and the business impact, how it works. The system can capture client requirement from text, audio, or video files. The AI agent then analyze, extract, and summarize the content, organizing it into standard SOW actions like scope, assumptions, and effort estimation. Sorry. It cross-references historical data from Salesforce Data Cloud to recommend realistic effort hours. Finally, it auto-generates a professional SOW or WBS template, export it to PDF, and attach it directly to the Salesforce record ready for review or sharing with the client. The process, which can take multiple days of coordination, can now be completed in just few minutes with far more greater efficiency and accuracy. So business impact, the results are seen as follow. We have used an 85% reduction in SOW creation time, increased accuracy and consistency powered by data-driven intelligence, significant reduction in dependency on developers and technical resources. It also helps us in preparing the dataset for the further analysis of our to have this tool to further analyze this for our coming SOWs or pre-sales document and prepare a data set for that one. So in essence, our pre-sale document parsing SOW generator transforms how pre-sales team operate, enabling them to focus less on manual documentation and more on client engagement, strategic discussion, and innovations. Now go back to the demo slide, a live demo slide. So in summary, this project embodies what AI should truly represent in business: simplifying complexity, accelerating delivery, and empowering people. With this, I would like to take you to go through a live demonstration of our solution, showing you how a few lines of client input can instantly transform into a fully structured, ready to share SOWs. So, my colleague, my teammate Vishant will over to you, Vishant, for the live demo.
Thank you, team. So, as mentioned by Kumar, like we have created this SOW generator. Over here, we have created some input fields in which you can easily enter your text, as well as you can upload the files that can be the audio, video, as well as some PDF or Word file. You just have to upload it over there, and you can also put it some text if you want, if you have that. So let's say let's start with a video. This is a client recording which we have. So you just have to select that audio file, and if you have any prompts, like if you do it into a specialization tag, you can give the inputs over here, as well as if you don't want to, you just give the file, it will automatically do that for you. So once you do that, it will find it will summarize that file, gather the requirement from the file, and generate a summary of that one for you. So it will take some time, around a minute. So in the meantime, I can show you how it will work with the text requirement. So this is the requirement in text we have right now. So you can just enter this requirement directly over here, and you can ask it to summarize it. So it will summarize that requirement. So over here, so it has summarized your requirement. What was the summary of that one? Then it will mentioning the functional requirement, the milestones, non-functional, business rules, technical specification, assumptions, and any acceptance criteria, and the risk considerations for that particular requirement. So after that, if you have any suggestions, or if you want any improvement in there, you can directly say it over here. It will do that for you. There are two buttons. If you want to re-summarize this summary, you just have to re-summarize. Else you can go ahead with the analysis historical data. So it will take time, some time to analyze the historical SOWs which we have uploaded in our database. So over here, for the database, we are using the S3 bucket for now. So in the S3 bucket, we have uploaded around 44 records over there to train our system right now. So it will analyze all the 44 records to find out the similar modules and the efforts required for that one. So it is analyzing that one. So once the analysis is done, it will create a report for you about the project name, summary, key deliverables, as well as it will break down your requirement, what will be the modules in that one, and the calculation time. So on the basis of that one, as mentioned by Kumar, we have used the data cloud. So it is giving us the summary of that one, like how many studies it has analyzed to create this module. After that, it is giving us the result, like all the studies based on the requirement match and the technology match. So for now, we are showing the top three case studies for now, and based on that one, it is checking the requirement match, technology match, functionality, as well as how much time we have take for the historical development for that particular requirement. So it is showing you the 3 case studies as per that one. After that, it is also checking it has gained the development as, and for the requirement testing and development, it is checking what's the standard we have followed in our past WBSs, and based on that one, it is creating the requirement gathering and the testing also. For this one, it is taking 20%, as well as for the testing, it is taking, for the deployment is taking the 10% of that one. So based on that one, it is creating the dual effort estimation. So yeah, we have also integrated the OpenAI to validate the result for the confidence of the BAs. So currently it is showing there are two things. One is the historical path, one is the OpenAI. So the historical one, which it has gathered using the historical data which we have stored in our database. Then the OpenAI, it is the same thing, but it is checking against what's the effort the OpenAI will recommend for this requirement. Then it is creating the variance calculation summary for that one as well. So over here, let's say the historical, it is giving 90, and the OpenAI, it is giving 77 hours for that estimate. So based on that one, it is I created this table, and in the last, it will give over there, it will give why there is a variance in the report. So it is again the overall variance of 13 hours. It has also mentioned the reason of the variance and what will be the recommended approach and what we have to use to get our SOWs. So it is giving the recommended hours 90 because the confidence level is very high with the historical data, and with the OpenAI it is medium. So that's why it is giving the priority to the high level. After that, if you have any suggestions or anything, you can give it over there. Else, you can create the final detailed SOW based on this summary. So it will take around 30 to 40 seconds only to create the final detailed SOW. So yeah, it has created the final SOW as per that one. So over there, it has mentioned all the details, the project foundations, the modules we need to complete this requirement, like the requirement gathering analysis, and what will be the more sub-modules in development, and what more things we have to do in terms of the development, and then the testing and the deployment one. So based on that one, it will create a final report of that one. And also, it will give you the key deliverables we have, BAs have to take into the consideration before taking the things to the next level, as well as assumptions we can have, the risk factor analysis, resource requirement, how many team members we require to complete this requirement, as well as the what's the confidence level of this generated Parsing SOW, as well as it is giving the next steps we have to take on for in this journey, and then the final summary. So let's say it is currently giving 90 hours, and you want to reduce some of the hours, like development hours. We can just give them reduce the development hours, and you can create a just have to create a regenerate SOW. So it will again take some time and will generate a result accordingly. Also, to check, you can also check the summarize historical on a single screen. So what was the requirement? What was the summarizations? Summarize requirement and the historical. So all the details will be on a single screen. So as you can see, the initially it was 60 hours, so it has reduced it with 10%. Now it is given the 54, and it has created the final one. So once you are done with all the details, like B is much more confident, like he is okay, he or she is okay to go ahead, then they have to just click the generate PDF. It will create a PDF for all this SOW and attach it to a record in to the Salesforce, so that we can share that with the end clients as well as for the review. So yeah, it has created a PDF. You can go to the records which we have created. So on the record, it is giving the project subject, user input, what was the requirement, then the summarizing, all the details are on the same page, as well as we are attaching the requirement into the file, like say if there is an RFP and you are fetching the requirements from the audio. So all the details are storing as a file on the same record. And this is the final created WBS which we have created. So this is the template we have used, and it's totally customizable. And over there, it is giving the requirement brief to the requirement, purpose solutions, modules, module 2, then the testing, deployment, and the final hours for the same. And also it is mentioning the assumptions, term and conditions which we have in our company to complete that one. So yeah, that is a brief one. And let's back to the recording one which we have gave it to one. So the recording which we have, it has created the summary of that one. So in brief, this was the client requirement, like they have some invoices and the data, the invoices are not generating correctly, and there's some issues in the invoices, and also due to some automation error, it has created the September invoices in the August. So there are some challenges client was facing. So based on that one, it has created the summary, like over here, it is giving the results. Then the functional requirement for the same, as well as non-functional. Again, all the details are on the same page. Let's say you have any assumptions over here. So you can just say, currently it is showing over like in the assumptions, it is only giving 3 assumptions. So I'm adding one more assumptions over there, like add an assumption stating that the discrepancies occurred only in July invoices, not in the invoices of other months. So you just have to give it and ask it to re-summarize. So done. So it has added that assumption over here, as you can see. Once BAs are done with the and comfortable with the generated summary, they can again follow the same step about the analyzing the historical SOWs and generating the final SOWs. So yeah, for that one, it has created the historical analysis for that one, and with the project name and all the details on the same screen. Again, you can go with the create detailed SOW of the same one, and if you have any assumptions, you can go over there. So yeah, here's a final one, and all the details are on the same page with all the necessary things like the key deliverables, assumptions, risk factors, resource requirement, estimations, confidence, and all the things with the next step as well. And then again, you can just have just click generate PDF. So yeah, that's a brief demo of our product, which is a SOW generator. And over to you, Kumar.
So thank you everyone for watching the demo. As you just saw, our solution, the pre-sale document parsing SOW generator, brings automation, intelligence, and precision together to completely transform the pre-sales documentation process. By combining Salesforce, Agentforce, AWS, Data Cloud, Apex, and OpenAI, we have shown how AI can move beyond just automation into true decision support, enabling teams to deliver high quality, consistent outcomes in minutes instead of days. We can generate the SOW using audio files, video files, as well as any document. So we can parse the document also and generate the same kind of SOW which we have just shown using a single statement of work or single the requirements. So we can generate the SOW using a call transcript also based on that one. So with that, I would like to open the floor of questions and discussion. I would happy to hear your thoughts, feedback, or any queries.
Great solution. I guess I'll go first. That was an amazing solution. I think about a use case around contracts. I assume that this was trained on SOWs, right? With the same template, etc. could you have trained it on multiple, and I'm thinking contracts, but we can just say SOWs, RFPs, whatever, right? Could you have trained it on multiple templates and it would know kind of how to, like which ones to populate? Like tell me your thought process around having more than one kind of template that you'd parse the information out, identify what kind of document it is, and then be able to actually store the data in Salesforce.
So currently, we are uploading all the data sets in the S3, and over there, if talking about the templates and all the things, it's generic. You can upload any type of template over there because we are not gathering the data based on the templates, but it's based on the requirement and the modules we have in the particular template. So it can read out any type of document over there and generate the final result based on that one.
Okay, very nice. And so if I have thousands of documents, does that data get stored on Salesforce or does it stay in the S3 bucket?
So currently we have used the S3 bucket as a data source. And if we can use a multiple data sources, like either it can be Google Drive, Open, OneDrive or the SharePoint. So you can use any one of that one to store your SOWs and all the files over there. And we are just ingesting the data into the Salesforce using the data cloud.
Got it. So it doesn't. Go ahead. No, Kumar. Go ahead.
In order to reduce the runtime, because there are multiple files. So for example, if you and me are having a call and that call goes beyond 1 hour, so the file size is very large. Okay. So in order to chunk it down, we are uploading that one into the S3 bucket, and we are using data cloud in order to chunk that into a simple files. Okay. So that for the Salesforce dependent, but for the other independent tools or for making out of Salesforce, we can use Llama. So in order to make it process it easier and give you SOW while reading it in the backend and giving it to you in a couple of minutes or within couple of minutes. Yeah.
Got it. So just my thought process, it doesn't go against the Salesforce. Salesforce has limitations on data and storage and all of that. Yeah. So it sounds like your solution doesn't count against that. One last question, I promise I'll let the other judges talk. Reporting, right? So now I've parsed it out into, let's say, chunks of information, right? And again, I'm thinking contracts because this is a real live use case that I'm dealing with right now. But now I have all this parsed information. Could I then run reports? Like you compared a document in your demo, right? So I'd want to be able to do a comparison between different documents, but maybe just on certain clauses, if you will, that I've parsed out. Are you following me? Does that capability exist? And if it doesn't, that's okay, because I'm way beyond what you demoed today.
We can just, if I'm understanding your question, instead of generating the document, we just need to compare the two SOW together within that one, correct?
Correct, or parts of it, clauses within it, yes.
Yeah, so that we can do without generating, and it will not go back into the Salesforce, because that is where we are just comparing the two files together. So
and showing the delta, right?
Yeah, and in the back end, we are for the data set, we are storing the SOWs or any RFPs which are either won or which have high chances of winning capability. So our AI has a confidence score of more than 95%.
I love it. Excellent solution. Thank you.
Does it also have the capability to integrate with the e-signing of the SOWs?
Right now, we are not, but it is not too much of efforts to develop that one. So, but we can consider it for the next phase.
And how does the, just one last question, how does the feedback loop get into the SOW? Because it's a point in time SOW that we are creating. And then if the actuals are not same as what has been estimated in SOW, how does the feedback come back? How does it load into your model?
So for that one, we have give the the data set which we are uploading into our data set, it only the one which are won or high chances of winning. And we also have give the options for the BAs, like if they have anything to be considered before doing anything, so they can just input their like suggestions or the feedback over there, and we can utilize that one for in future generations.
So in future, if I have to say, we can incorporate something like that. So for example, if we are sharing a simple doc, and there if we mention something like that at mention, and you need to correct and underline and strike through that one. So we have already incorporated that part, and in future we will come with that one, so that the AI will read that, oh, this part is strike through, and we have to work on this one in order to make it working for other clients, or so the feedback part we can consider into that one.
Thank you.
I think a great use case and a good demo. I've got two questions over here. The first one, the first aspect is that, for the LMs to estimate the solution right, correct? Because over here you're looking at generation of a BRD or a scope document, and then the next step is for you to, generate an estimate out of it, right? Generally, there are hidden requirements, right, which is not evidently visible from the scope of work, correct? So the first question is, how do you intend to train the model, right? So that the model can understand the script audio or the text script or the content that you would have given, and then generate a detailed scope. And then for the sake of discussion, let's say we're looking at Salesforce execution and implementation, right? How are you intending to train the model to say these are the possible solutions, right, that you can that is possible, and pick the best one accordingly? Against those solutions, there needs to be an assumption, right? So how do you intend to do that? Second question I have is that how are you ensuring that the estimates would be right? Is there the same question that I as well asked, right? Are you intending to put human or a feedback loop, right, to ensure that with different iteration it improves?
Okay, so for the hidden requirements from the recordings and maybe like in the text. So for the hidden requirements, we have trained that one based on the assumptions and feedbacks we are taking from our BAs, and as well as from while summarizing the requirements, we have instructed our AI to create a risk analysis and the assumptions. So we are mentioning it over there, and still if there's something we would like to add on over there, we have give the options to summarize the things and add the assumptions or anything over there. So we have mentioned over there. And the second question is the feedback loop. So yeah, on the while we have created the records, we can give that options, like a BA can give the feedback, and we can use that feedback for our module to train. So yeah, we can surely consider that part in the phase 2.
Also, we are trying to make it very cost effective. We are using data cloud and all other, that is, so it should be cost effective. So we are working on that very part also.
But I'm assuming this is use case driven, right? If it's for your Salesforce consulting, you may not need data cloud at all, correct? So do you have a provision of connecting it? I mean, I'm assuming that you spoke of S3 as well, right? To which it can connect.
Yeah. So we will bypass some of the tools and just introduce one tool, so that it will be cost effective and it will be platform independent.
Okay.